Moving on to the big one, it is the Cheltenham Gold Cup, the grand finale. Non-runner, no bet, with bet hard. Current prices 7-2, presenting Percy 7-2, Clandis-Oboe. 5-1 last year's winner, Native River. 17-2, Kenboy. 11-1, Bells Hill. 12-1, Might Bite. 14-1, Thistlecrack. 14-1, Road to Respect. 14-1, Alboon Photo. And 16-1, Bar. Mikey Fogarty, this is a hell of a race.
Unbelievable, brilliant race of the week. Sure, really, none of us really know. We've no inside info on this. None of us have a clue. You could just put your pen and just go bang over 3 or 4
That's
of them.
exactly the type of stuff they love to hear at preview nights.
No, but but sure, that's the truth. You tell me what's going on with it then.
But you have to bluff your way through it.
Like Clandis-Oboe, I fancy him. Obviously, he's trained by the right man to win a Gold Cup. Paul Nichols looks like I fancy him. He's the one at the moment. Presenting Percy, like a freak of a horse. You could say the last couple of years he's not going to do it, and he just arrives every year. I don't care about the one run with Pat Kelly. I thought he was unbelievable in Gorn. When a horse goes down to the last after 2.5 mile in heavy ground and he starts doing this, and Russell is just slapping him. He didn't care what stride he was on. He knew the horse was so much under him. He just popped it like that and was gone, and was only waiting for Limini and Kiluldavic, who were no mugs either in a hard rest. Bells Hill, David Mullins loves this horse. He says he's probably the most ability one that he's ever sat on. Just has to have the right run of the race and get one run out of him. Native River, you're guaranteed to get a shout at the back of the last. Will he do it again? Maybe, but for me it'd be Clandis-Oboe.
Yeah, he'd be your idea of the winner.
Yeah, but I haven't that's it.
And if you were to come out of retirement and get offered to ride on any horse in the race, would it be presenting Percy?
Purely, exactly. Yeah. Just to see what Pat Kelly is like and to see what...
just to talk to him.
Yeah.
He'd have to...
And just go, Pat, what are you doing in Galway? Is there something in the water? Are you swimming the horse in the Galway Bay or what is he doing?
If you were riding the horse, he would have to talk to you to give you instructions. So that would be a way.
I rode a few horses for him.
Go on, tell us more, Keith.
I rang him. I have a number for him, but then he'd ring you and it could be any number.
You got a handy there, no?
No, he's different numbers. He'd ring you then on a different number. He'd ring you back or whatever. He couldn't get any contact.
Man of mystery. And what's he like to talk to and stuff?
My instructions were simple enough. We weren't up to a whole lot.
No, he was fat. He was fat.
He wasn't ready for today.
So the horse just...
I tell you, it was no presenter Percy I was riding anyway.
Hold on. Presenting Percy was bet last year in a handicap hurdle, the November before last, and finished 4th, and then he comes out and wins a handicap in Cheltenham by 16 lengths.
No, well, sure, the system is flawed.
The horse.
No, fair play to him. He plays the system.
Yeah. The horse I rode for Philip Reynolds as well, and Russell asked me about it, and I said, "You want to be some trainer?" I said, "To get this thing to win." I said, "That's all."
So purely, if I had to ride one horse, presenting Percy, and I just enjoy it. Yeah, sure. The right man is on him as well. He's genius,
He is. Keith, I think Gordon runs Shattered Love here, who's a horse that's kind of been a little bit forgotten about, last year's JLT winner. He's said every time he's been interviewed about Shattered Love, he said, I think she'll run really well in the Gold Cup. I think he knows that she mightn't just be a superstar, but he thinks the race is tailor-made for her.
Yeah, she probably she wouldn't have the ability of some of these horses in that wouldn't be as flashy, but definitely the trip. I think the trip is what's going to be playing to her strengths. She's definitely a good stayer. I actually worked her in screen this morning and she's in good form. Wouldn't want the ground too quick. Obviously, she's not going to get that, but any bit of dig in the ground is definitely going to help her. And at neat weight price, I know it's probably 25-1 or whatever. She'll definitely give you a run for your money.
And you probably think she mightn't just be quite good enough to win it, but who is?
It's very open, but I'd be all over presenting Percy. Yeah, I think he's class horse. He looks to do everything so easy. If I could ride Anton, I'd love to ride him.
Okay, that is presenting Percy. Donn, Willie Mullins has never won the Cheltenham Gold Cup. It's obviously been well advertised. I spoke to David Casey twice, once on Saturday and once on Sunday, and both times I asked him if of Willie Mullins' 4, who's got the best chance? And on both occasions, He said album photo.
That's good news.
And that is very good news for Don McClean Racing.
It is, yeah. No, like he's got a chance. You know, like what Mikey says is true. It's I suppose like a lot of races, you're trying to figure out. It's all educated guesswork. You're trying to figure out what chances each horse has compared to the price that they're available at. And Album Photo, like he has to improve in what he's done, but like he was a very good horse last year. He would have won that Grow Wise Chase at Punchestown. He would have probably finished third, maybe second to Presenting Percy in the RSA Chase. Then he won the Fairyhouse race, the Grade 1. Then he came out this season, he won at Tremor, Savills Chase there, really impressively from Invitation. He beat Invitation Only back in third place, giving him weight. I think he was giving him £3, and Invitation Only came out and won the Thyestes with Alpha des Obeaux, who was fourth that day, finishing second behind him. So that's, you know, the form is really, really strong. Then the big thing is he's only 7. He's only run 7 times over fences, so he can improve again. He's got Cheltenham Festival form. There's just an awful lot to like about him. I was a bit disappointed for the Irish Gold Cup that Ruby was riding Bellshill instead of him. So that obviously, I know he didn't run in the end.
On that, I actually interviewed Ruby after he won the Chanel Farmer race. Now he won it on Classical Dream, and remember he just beat Aramon. And I asked him, I said, how tough of a decision was it to ride Classical Dream over Aramon? He said it wasn't half as tough as trying to decide between Bellshill and Album Photo.
Yeah, there's not much, and some little thing can sway, you know, Ruby for the day of the race. And I think, you know, a lot of times we're guilty of going, right, the stable jockey, be it Ruby Walsh or whoever, has chosen to ride that, so therefore that's better. But we don't know how tough a call it was. You know, they can only ride one horse, so we don't know how marginal the call it was. And I'm not surprised to hear that it was very difficult between the two of them in the Irish Gold Cup. And Kenboy comes into it as well. Like I know he got, like, I thought David Mullins was great on him in the race over Christmas. He saw there was no pace on, and he just kicked on in front and set his own pace, and then kicked from the front. But he won by, you know, he went clear from the last fence. So and Willie Mullins says that he thinks Kenboy will improve for the extra trip. I thought maybe the extra quarter of a mile would be a question mark, but he thinks he'll improve.
Would you be worried about his jumping, Kenboy? You know.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'd be worried. I think he's not the biggest. Yeah.
Yeah,
he got his own ways in front of it.
Oh no, he definitely got his own way in front, but and therefore you can nearly downgrade the quality of that run from the bare form. But at the same time, you don't know that he wouldn't have done that even if it had been truly run race.
I agree. Yeah, I think he still would have won if Dave had held him.
Yeah. But look, Presenting Percy, Mikey said it all. Like, you love what he did at Goran Park, the way he pricked his ears over the final flight, and unorthodox preparation. Sure, you'd nearly be worried if he had a proper preparation. Like what he did last year was unreal. Like he won a Porterstown handicap off 11-12 last year. He ran against Arajuka in the Red Mills Chase. He won the Galmoy Hurdle. He got beaten in the I think it was the Florida Pearl
London
Chase.
Marathon.
Yeah, like I mean he had unbelievable. I mean, he still arrives there and puts up the best performance of his life. So I wouldn't worry about his preparation. Native River, I know a lot of people like him. I just think soft ground last year. He toughed it out. He went through that pain barrier. You know, there's a reason why Bestmate's the last horse to win back-to-back Gold Cups. It's hard. I just think he's a very short price for a horse trying to do what is very difficult to do historically.
15 horses ran in the Cheltenham Gold Cup last year. How many of them have won any sort of a race this season?
I'd nearly say none.
No.
None?
3.
Oh.
3. Batches on won a hurdle race. Definitely Red. Won
He
a couple
fell
of
at the
Mickey Round.
second.
And Road to Respect was the only other one. So it was a grueler.
It was a real grueling race.
They always are though. I heard the boys speak. I never rode in it, but apparently you jump out and you just keep quickening, keep quickening. No relent anywhere.
It's really open to improve with this year, the race, like, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a few unexposed types.
Yeah.
But at the prices, Don, you probably think that Album Photo is... Yeah. No,
he's the value.
From the Mullins camp, it seems to be the one. Dean, just on Mike Bite before your tip, worked yesterday at Kempton. Apparently, they think he's as good as he ever was. They think they have him back. Mikey's not agreeing, but can it be done?
I think it can be done. It's a massive ask. If you've seen him race this year, you can't touch him. But see him race last year, I'd have him favourites. So there was 20s around the week, and then Nicky Henderson came out and said, "You don't have to believe me, but we think we got him back." Now we've seen him do a race course count. That doesn't tell you much, but at the same time, if Mike Bite of last year turns up decent ground, he fell in a hole after last year on that bit of swamp that they had up to the run up to the line. If that horse turns up in that form, I think he'll win. But
Mikey?
No chance.
No chance.
He couldn't win it last year, and this year's race is better.
I think he would have won well last year on better ground. Like he would have won well. And that
No.
He would have.
You need to get to the line. He didn't get to the line. He ran off for the saddle boxes the year before.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have him. I wouldn't back. I couldn't have Kemboy. I couldn't have Might Bite either. No way. Hard problem. Head gone.
Right, so forget about him, Dean.
Psychiatrist.
I won't forget about him. Look, he was 20s last week.
Oh, he's fighting back at you here, Mikey. He's not taking no for an answer.
You've got a lot of nice improving horses in this. None of them I've absolutely fell in love with from a betting perspective, but Clander's Over seems to have turned inside out. He was the hipster horse last year, now he's the proven deal. He's won a King George and he's gone on again, and I thought what he did the last day when he just got over the last and showed a little turn of foot, that looked to me like he's really grown into himself now. I think he's ready to rock. So I can't back presenting Percy not having jumped the fence. I know it's Pat Kelly and he's genius, and the horse is obviously very, very
Brilliant
good.
jumper, though.
Yeah.
I'm not down that, but
Oh, it's the fitness. It's the fitness. Wouldn't be the jumping.
to a Gold Cup without jumping a fence. I've jumped as many fences as him.
Oh, he's jumped fences. He's probably been around Galway. Like.
but we haven't
I'd
seen
say
him
there's
jump.
no doubt
Tours.
he's going in around Galway.
Oh, I'd say he even had two horses trying to lead him around, like one jumping even in halfway and giving him a proper lead.
You're not sure whether he's done that or swam in the Galway Bay. We don't know.
I heard a rumour
we
he
don't know
might
what he's
have.
done.
Well, go on, we like these rumours.
What's one in the Galway Bay?
Yeah.
What did you hear, Keith?
Yeah, Jerry Lynch is good mates with him, and he swims in the Galway Bay too.
And so does Stevie Matten.
Yeah.
Tell us more, what did you hear?
I just heard they might be going in around Galway for school.
Well, that'd be no
He did or
brainer.
he is?
He was. So
was.
he's
Soft
done
ground in Galway,
Yeah.
sure.
How'd it go?
Ideal.
that. They can't- What day is tomorrow? I'll find out for you tomorrow.
Let us know. We'll
And
come
then,
back
hey,
with
good contact.
did Davy Russell ride him or did Tony Kelly ride him? Or who rode him? No, not the hurler, the jockey.
God knows who they got.
Right.
Davy Russell
Davy
doesn't
Russell
have a number
he's
for
not
Pat
allowed to
Kelly.
ride him, I'd say.
Yeah.
Davy Russell told me before he doesn't have a number for Pat Kelly.
I heard you're not allowed to school. You're not allowed
He couldn't believe what he says, but I actually believe him this time.
you're not allowed to school. You don't sit on him schooling either there. He
He
lose
said
school.
he couldn't
lose
even
schooling.
tell you where his yard is. He said,
This is unbelievable.
and how?
Russell probably bought the horse.
I probably sold him the thing as well.
Yeah.
So, to sum up, Might Bite and Clander's Opo are your two.
Yeah, I can see why Clander's Over is where he is. I think Donn's got the right one of the Mullins horses in our balloon photo, to be honest, and still a reasonable backable price right now. But if Might Bite turns up like last year,
I did a preview last night with Tom Siegel, who's price-wise in the Racing Post, and his quote was that Clander's Obo is the best horse in training. He won't just win this year's Gold Cup, he won't just win next year's Gold Cup, he'll win 3 in a row, he thought. He thought he's the most underrated horse in training. And it wasn't just preview night talk, because I had a drink with him afterwards. He thinks Clander's Obo, he cannot understand why he's not a shorter price.
Tell him
favourite.
to sign
The
himself in
truth
with
always
Mike
comes
White.
out with a few drinks. doesn't
That's
it?
it, Mikey. That's it.
What do you think, Mikey? Do you tell him?
Who?
Stand it up.
Yes, he does. Sure, it's there's the gone coming from behind the Gold Cup is gone. Lord Windermere did that. It's whatever gets breeding rhythm and you send him on. Yeah. Now Harry Cobden would be a slight worry for me on him, but you know what I mean, because he hasn't ridden a winner of the Gold Cup, and I just didn't like the way he poked him at the last day when there was no need. I felt, but he's so much scope he got there. But no, it'll be him to win it. In fairness, time is all.
Diarmuid?
Yeah, so I kind of, presenting Percy, I just couldn't back him for all the reasons that have been given. Trains is a genius, I don't doubt any of that, but 7-2 you're taking an awful lot on trust. Clander's Obo, was it's been acceptable. He's also been to Cheltenham 4 times and he's emerged without a win each time, and there's excuses for each of those runs. And you know, Don Cossack went to his Gold Cup with a similar story to him, and he undid it. It's still something you need to think about. And you know, at 7-2 this season, he's won a King George that kind of fell apart when Bristol de May brought down waiting patiently that day. He kicked on to win at Newbury, the horse in second. He didn't really run his race. He didn't get jumping at all. The Simon Muneer horse, I forget the name of. Yeah, and so like you kind of keep going. Then Native River, I agree with Donn. I think his heart's broken. Kemboy, that race fell apart as well. And the more I go down, I just think album photo at 14 to 1. He's the one with the most progression. And speaking of Bristol de Mai, I think at 40 to 1. I
Does
just
he
think it's a
definitely run?
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
And I think it's
They
a
said he
wild.
definitely runs
I
in
think
the
he's
Gold
doing
Cup
all right,
before they think about the national, wasn't
and
it?
like 40 to 1 is a wild price.
He is
for a
too
horse
big
that
of a
good.
price.
For a horse that
He's a
good,
crazy price.
it's a wild price at 41. I've never been his biggest fan, but like you're looking at a horse there that hammered Might Bite, hammered Native River, yes, at K-Dock again, but it was on good ground this year. You know, like he's undone that trend where it had to be heavy ground at Haydock. He's also finished second in the JLT at the course behind Black Hercules. And I just think he's a huge price. And 40 to 1 about him and 40 to 1 about Alvin Fodder would be the kind of each way angle I take into the race.
Okay, yeah, nothing wrong with that. Bristol de Mai at 40 to 1 for what it's worth. I think I'm happy to hear what you said, Mikey, about Bell's Hill, because I think he's one horse. Bell's Hill made his first start last season on the 24th of February, and he was still good enough to win the Punchestown Gold Cup and should have won the Irish National. He's had an uninterrupted prep this season, and everything has gone perfectly. And I think he could just be the horse. I think he'll stay. He's a brilliant jumper. If Presenting Percy is the real deal, he'll probably win it. But I think if there's one to maybe mop up, it could be Bell's Hill. So to sum up, Don, who wins the Cheltenham Gold Cup?
Album photo.
Keith.
Presenting Percy.
Mikey.
Clan de Zobo.
Diarmuid.
Alvin Photo and Bristol de Mai each way.
And
A dead
Dean.
heat.
My bite.
Oh, Might Bite. And I'll go for Bell's Hill. We'll do a quick
I
little...
don't agree with any on the Gold Cup at all. That is just.
That's because you may as well have an Irish flag thrown
No,
over your
no,
shoulder.
I-
Any horse across the
I-
UFC are
I'm-
useless.
We'll do a quick
I'll
poll.
stand over this.
A quick poll from the crowd.
I'm
Hands
actually
up
gonna
who
ring you
is
after the World
going
Cup.
to back Presenting Percy. Okay. Clan de Zobo. Okay, slightly less. Native River. Nobody.
Back Native River, so.
Nobody. Kenboy.
No, it's
Kenboy. No Kenboy fans. Bell's Hill. Lovely. Sorry about that.
I'm in the Bell's Hill
Might
camp.
Bite. Oh, you've convinced one, Dean. Thistlecrack. Thistlecrack, come on.
There's someone on the back.
Road to Respect. And we'll see how good the lads are at debating. Album Photo. Oh,
Hey.
Jesus, look at that. Well done, lads.
Run with the hare and bark
so-
with the hounds.
So that is the Cheltenham Gold Cup.